Yeah.
So now when I cut myself, everybody's gonna see.
So now we are starting a little masterclass. Yeah, we will try to make some faces.
Something like that. On this giant block of wood.
So we have a line blend, yeah, here, and for the first we start drawing something, right?
Yeah, so basically we're gonna start out with just like a line to mark where we're gonna put our hat. And I'm just guessing about right there would be good. And we'll make a little mark right here, about that much down. I guess a half a centimeter maybe. And then we'll just draw an angle. That first line was just basically just to kind of give us some reference for the second line. And then we're gonna make a stop cut along the length of this line. Make the stop cut plenty deep, so you don't have to go back in there and make it deeper later. Same on the other line. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up and we're going to just meet that stop cut. And it's going to be tough on this giant blank. This rim that we're making is going to be the end of his hat. So this right here is what we're doing. Alright, keep going a little bit deeper. And then the same on the other side.
So Scott, how do you think, how much time do we need to carve these, our first face?
Our first face?
Yeah.
So if you're watching like some video for reference, and you're having to pause it and start over and stuff, I think it could be maybe 30 minutes, but after a couple, like this one right here, I think I did in like 10 minutes. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take that a little bit further because this is so big. And like I said, if you make any mistake on here, it's not a big deal. He'll just be an ugly guy. Okay. So now we're gonna mark the bottom of his nose, which will be like somewhere right here. And we'll mark his eyebrows, which will be right there. So just something like that. And then we can even add in the sides of his nose. So we'll make a stop cut on his nose, the bottom of it. And then we'll come up to that stop cut from down below. Make the stop cut a little bit deeper. Okay, that's good enough for now. Okay. We're gonna make another stop cut on that eyebrow line. Make sure you're keeping your fingers out of the way. And then another stop cut on that nose line. And when you're making your stop cut, you want to make sure you're not going in, you're going straight down and maybe even out a little bit. Because if you're going in, you're
Look at the nose.
gonna cut his nose off, yeah. And it's not so important you follow your line. Okay, there's one. Now you're gonna take this area and cut it out. I find this, for me, it's quite difficult. You may have to go back and make your stop cuts a little bit deeper. Pencil and fish some of the trash out. Okay. Alright, and then every once in a while you just gotta take a look at it, make sure you're even on both sides. So I've got a little bit of longer eyeball on this side than the other side, so I'll just make this one a little bit longer as well. So it looks okay for now. Okay. So one thing we can do at this point is kind of take off a little bit of this nose. It's a little pointy, so we'll cut down there a little bit, cut the edge off the nose, round it over a little bit. And I still got a little bit of crap left right there. Kind of shave off this front point on his nose a little bit. Let's see. And then the nose usually tilts up a little bit as well, so we'll tilt that up a little bit on either side. Looks like more of a nose, I think. So what's next? Okay, so next we can start working on the hat. And basically, we'll just kind of draw two parallel lines, parallel to these right here, lines parallel. And that's going to be another stop cut. Down from the top. Okay. And now kind of just start whacking off all this material on the top. Make it round. So you can kind of pick what kind of hat you want to wear. I think it'll look cool if you're just wearing like a dome style hat. Start rounding these corners over. Just chunking it off. So my 10-minute estimate was based off this smaller block of wood. This thing is quite a chunk. My first time carving one so big.
Someone writes us that he can't wait to see our your finished product. Here.
I can't wait to see it either.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the hat for now. Round that over. Sharpen it up a little bit. Around these corners as well. Basically around all the corners. Okay. All right, so next up, I think we'll do the beard. So the beard, basically, you're just coming out from the nose. Like that. Make a stop cut. other side. So the tutorial I originally learned this on was from Doug Linker, which is a YouTube channel that is really cool, who has a lot of great tutorials. So we're gonna give that a little definition, cutting down here, pop that out. This is like where his beard starts. You can see it kind of started his beard right there. And then we can kind of shape this up a little bit, kind of whittle it down, and we'll cut off that edge as well. All right, keep going until you're satisfied with like the shape and everything. I'm gonna keep knocking down these edges. And then you can add right here, kind of go some definition between his nose and the beard. Okay. So now I'm just gonna kind of knock that point off and round it over. Same with it over here. And I'm going to add his mouth and kind of like the mustache part. So the way you do that, start right in the middle. Bring it around, and then down, down, over. And it doesn't have to be even. Some old people have uneven mustaches. And then we're going to turn that into a stop cut as well. All right. Looks like Yosemite Sam or whatever. Now I'm going to cut up to that. I'll do my best, at least. I have to make that stop cut deeper. Like I said, this is a good whittle for beginners because if you make a mistake, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to keep making this a little bit deeper, and then I'll shape the beard. Alright, perfect. Alright, now just like with everything else, we're going to round over the corners, the edges of his mouth. I'm just going to leave that there for now. Leave these corners a little bit rounded. Okay, just kidding. Round this one over. Round this one over. And now we're going to shape the beard. I guess it needs to come in a little bit here. Just to come. This is really a big hunk of wood. Let me try. Knock the bird over. All right. Do you have a V-cut tool I can use?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so at this point, I'm going to use the V-tool to give his beard some hair. The way I do that is I just start at the top, kind of where the hairs would start, and go towards the bottom. be any specific order. I imagine the old man sporting this beard isn't using his beard oil and parting it in any direction.
So Scott, we're having now almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, I tell you what, this giant block of wood is really made it. I mean, you gotta cut a lot more wood off than with the smaller piece. Especially with the hat, like the hat and the beard. I mean, get it where I wanted it. And it took a lot longer.
Someone wrote us in Spain. Unfortunately, we can't read it and understand it.
What does it say?
I can guess. I can't understand this.
He's probably saying, "You're terrible. It's the worst."
No, I guess not. He wrote a lot of text, and it seems to me that he is watching with interest what you're doing now, and say hello to you as an artist.
Hello. Not perfect, but yeah. So to finish this, I would probably continue rounding over the hat, and I would paint it. Because once you paint it and add some eyes, it actually looks a lot cooler. And actually, I can add some some stripes on here for it's like a knitted hat or something like that. Adding some details and whatnot. Yeah, there we go. So something quick. You can spend a lot more time on it if you want to. Make it a lot better. But yeah, that's how you make a wooden spirit face. Cool?
Yeah.